Next guest describes himself as a psychological illusionist. He claims he can read our minds. Joshua Seth is here for Armageddon in Wellington, but he has made time to pop into our studio so we can put him to the test. Joshua, good morning.
Good morning, Paul. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you in the studio. Okay, so a few years ago you left Hollywood to tour essentially the world with your show about the power of the mind. You have a book, Finding Focus in a Busy World.
Exactly. People ask, how do I do it? How do I read minds or voice things in Hollywood, big budget movies and things? And anything we do, we have to find our focus. And when we do that, we can achieve amazing things. Yet there are constant distractions, technological distractions, children, in my case, pulling our focus in a million directions at once.
Mean, it's an extraordinary way to make money, isn't it? What you do. I mean, you go around, you have your stage show.
Yeah.
And this is the stage show that you have in New Zealand.
Right.
That you travel around the world and you tell people things that they already know that you're not supposed to know.
Right. Basically, you're right. That's right. But we're doing that all the time, aren't we? That's called nonverbal communication. We're always communicating things that we don't intend to. And if you're very present and focused on that other person in that present moment, you can determine this.
We're going to put you to the test in just a moment. But firstly, what is your skill? Your skill is the ability to actually truly understand what someone's saying or thinking or acting?
Reading people.
Right.
I mean, mind reading, that's a bit of a canard, right? We know you can't literally go in somebody's mind and read what they're thinking, yet you can make a pretty good educated guess based on body language and intuition and experience and a number of subliminal cues.
Do you sometimes see people in your shows and that and think, oh, I'm not going to touch that person. That person is crazy as.
90%.
No, so 90% are okay, 10% crazy as.
Possibly the opposite.
Oh, really?
Really good Comic-Con, yeah. That's
okay. Well, you've only just met Jim, obviously, when you walked in the studio. Do you reckon Jim's crazy as, or is he in the 10%?
Well, we're about to find out, aren't we?
All right.
Oh, here we go.
Explain to me what you're going to do to Jim.
Okay, there's three ways of transmitting information, which would be words, pictures, and numbers. So far, we've talked a lot of words. I want you to picture in your mind a number that is meaningful to you. I used to always do your social security number or something like that. It's too easy to Google those sorts of things, unfortunately, now. You use an ATM, though, right? You get the money out and you put a number in. Focus on the number that you punch in, but let's just do the first number, if you don't mind, okay? Because this is a personal number. Now, watch his eyes. Yep. Think of the first number. It's either a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You are good.
His eyes didn't move.
They didn't move, but his jaw did. His jaw did.
I wasn't watching his jaw.
He twitched a bit on the right side. That's a poker player would call that a tell. I believe it was on an 8. Is the first number an 8? Yes? Yes. All right. Now we get to the really good stuff.
So easy to read.
Focus on the next two numbers. Can we get some spooky music or some sort of thinky music? I've got a card here.
Phil, spooky music.
All right. My ATM number's going to be out.
Here we go.
We won't do that.
Let's see. All right, focus on the next two numbers now. Got it, doing math. Okay, I'm going to... This will take me a few seconds. I am pretty fast, but I am adding in my mind.
Jim is trying now not to show anything.
Going. It's too late.
That's terrible.
Let's see. Okay, so I asked
you... You're an open book, Jim.
I asked you to think of the middle two numbers. Yep. I have now drawn a lot of numbers. I've written a lot of numbers. Tell everybody, you're not going to tell your whole ATM number, obviously. Just the middle two. What are the middle two numbers of your ATM? Yeah, right now.
2 and 5.
I can't believe you really did it. I didn't think he would really say it, but okay. He is a very trusting fellow, isn't he? 2 and 5, what we in our country, we would call this 25. So if your middle two numbers are in fact 25, those of you in the studio audience and at home, and there is no audience here, it's just us, you'll notice that I wrote both a 2 and a 5. Thank you so much. That is just amazing, isn't it? Except that if you add them up, like 5 and 11 is 16, 5 and 4 is 9, 16 plus 9, that's 25, as are all 4 in the second column as well. 1, 8, and 10 is 19, and the 6 also 25. 4 and 6 is 10, 12, and 3 are 15, add up to 25. You do the math. 7 and 2 is 9, 9 is 18, plus the 7 also 25, but let's keep going. How about all of the horizontals as well? 5 and 1 is 6, and 12 is 18, and 7 also 25. 11, 8, 4, and 2, that direction is 20. 25, 5, 10, 3. That's easy. It's 18 plus 7 is 25. 4, 6 is 10, 19. How about the diagonals?
No,
5,
Joshua,
8, 3,
Joshua.
9, 4, 10, 4, 7. I could keep going all day.
Honestly,
The 4 in the middle.
You've proved your credentials. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Joshua, the show, we've got all the details. Your show at the Wellington Opera House. It's on this weekend. We'll have all the details on our website. Thank you so much for coming in, Joshua.
Thanks, Bob.
Joshua Seth, the psychological illusionist. You look genuinely worried then, Jim.
That's remarkable. That is really remarkable.